Hello, peeps. It's a Hillbilly halfwit, and how are you today? Bit of a cloudy day today. We're doing one of the videos where I look in detail at things, and I like doing these videos because there is no uh, chance of anything being wrong, really. So, what we're talking about today is the Office of Budgetary Statistics have brought out what they think the next few years until 2050 is going to cost us with climate change and other things. And now everything we're being told on the mainstream media is absolute nonsense. So thank you for watching. Let's get going. I always have to say this. The content in this video is intended for comedic purposes only. The views expressed in this video are not to be taken as factual information or a representation of my personal beliefs. I am critically reviewing the info and videos I show as examples. Now, here we are in the clown show. Pretty much, they're all the same. We all realise that. Even Mr. Keir Starmer now has even been paid for by a Labour donor. They're paying for his glasses, they're paying for his suits, and they're paying for his wife's dresses, even before the election. Who on here has somebody paying for their clothes, eh? I was absolutely astonished when I heard that yesterday. Absolutely astonished. Bottom feeder, I call him anyway. So, this is from common law. Always remember, we have common law. No free man shall be seized or imprisoned, or stripped of his rights or possessions, or outlawed or exiled, nor will we proceed with force against him, except by the lawful judgment of his equals, or by the law of the land. To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right of justice. Magna Carta, our inalienable rights and liberties are clearly stated in these written contracts. Now, never forget, we still have these laws for us, and they like to pretend we don't, but we bloody do. Now, I saw this yesterday. It's the up-to-date Office for Budgetary Responsibility, Fiscal Risks, and there's that word again, sustainability. Now, anything with sustainability, as we know, is a warning sign for me. Big time civil service nonsense. Now, this there is the chart one, projected total government revenue and spending. So revenue and spending. If you see in the middle there where I got that red line, that's 2024. So look at the spending that they're predicting. Look at it. Now, if you think of the spending we did during COVID, so where I put that red line, it's that big spike, look, just next to it on the left. So that big spike is the biggest spending we've ever done in the history. Worse than war spending. It's got us in the mess we're in now. And look on the far right. That's what they are forecasting we're going to spend to do everything they want. So on the bottom, it's very confusing. It tries to confuse you here. It's got percentage of GDP on the left, 62%, but that is not right. If you look on the bottom, is a total government revenue, is the yellow line. So if you push that up, 300% of total GDP we're heading for in 2072 or 2050. So that's 3 times the amount that the country makes is what we're going to have to be paying back each year. So what are we going to be spending this on? If that line on the left of the red line was for COVID, what's all this huge amount of spending going for? So let's have a look on the same thing. Climate change mitigation, debt to GDP impact from 2021. So I've done it again now. So 2024 down there, look. If you look, we're just going along tidy in 2021 as well. Starting to rise a little bit in 2024. Then it looks like it's dipping down a bit to 2030. But look afterwards. So I put some arrows here to show you what I mean. This is to show how everything you see in the media is a sham. And you don't want to believe a word of it. So net zero public spending is that one in purple. It's absolutely rocketing. Look at it. Absolutely rocketing. All our next debt will be paying for, certainly until I die. And everybody has listened to this for the next 50 years, certainly at least 30 years, we're consigned to be paying huge amounts to this climate nonsense. Net zero public spending, look. Net zero receipts, losses. That's the light blue. The darker blue one in the middle. Net zero losses. Carbon tax revenues are all down, look. So we're not having any revenue from it. We're all putting money in. It isn't making us any money. Because all what we're doing above is we're pushing money to this net zero public spending. Huge, massive amounts of money are being pushed to this, and we're losing out. There's no revenue from it. None. No revenue at all. And then if you look at the black line is the overall effect, it's just shooting up towards 2050. And the only thing that's happening there, it doesn't even allow for the war year that we're going into. This is climate spending. We'll go back here again. Look, 300% of the total of the UK GDP. Who is deciding this? Pensioners, people are going to be living in poverty for the next 50 years because our parliament has basically decided to waste masses and billions and billions and billions and billions of pounds on something that nobody has asked for, while the rest of the world carries on doing what they did before. We don't make any... We're less than 1%. It's absolutely... It'll be laughable. It's cryable, really, to think all the rest of my life, this is what's going to be happening, and your lives, and your children's lives. We got wankers deciding this in the House of Commons. Guy Fawkes needs to come back, I can tell you. So this is by the population age now. So this is from 1974 to 2024 to 2074. And if you look on the right, obviously we're going to have more older people. So pensions are going to be one of the things. But most of it is going to be civil service pensions. Because most of us, poor people, don't have these huge, massive pensions. If you're in the civil service, you do. Gold-plated pensions. If you're like a lowly working class like us and me and you, we have fuck all, let's be honest. That's what it is. We're living on the breadline, and this lot, well, there we are. Mismanaged. Absolutely mismanaged by all the governments. Now, here's another one. Migration adds 672,000 to UK population. This is the totals arrives and net change in UK population in the year to June 2023. So as I always say to you, 1.25 people arrived, 25 million people arrived, some went, and 750,000 added onto our country just last year. 750,000. Source ONS. There you are. Nothing wrong with my data I give to you. The only people that say it isn't right are the ones who don't like hearing it. So, all our money's going to this. All our money's going to climate change. And then they're just happy to take it off pensioners and the rest of us to pay for this nonsense. You need to wake up, people. We're being farmed by these people. We are being farmed. And Westminster is blocked. If you think about it, I know some people don't like them, but the only way to sort this out is to have people in there that are actually doing something that we want. Now, I still say I think that is reform myself. It needs a radical overhaul in there because they're all working against us all. Very much like Oliver Cromwell's time. Even possibly worse. And like I say, use your vote as a tool to get what you want. You might not like Mr. Farage, but he's a fox in the henhouse there, and they can't stand him. So they're even trying to remove him off being able to talk on GB News, where GB News is actually getting stuff out there. And don't get me wrong, I think GB News is a part of it all myself. But at least it's having some kind of conversation on there. So if you want your real news, come to Gaza the Hillbilly Halfwit. And like I tell you, I'll just say what I think. So thank you very much for subscribing, everybody. And thanks to those who've given some super thanks and going to my shop. Really appreciate it, because that really helps me out, because I don't make much of the views on the channel. Okay? Thank you very much. Please subscribe and share. All the best. Gaz.